Today's concept is exception handling.
Exception handling.
Very important concept in development. Everywhere it is a important factor. So first we wanted to concentrate on exception. Till we executed several programs. So while we executing the programming, we getting the exceptions in development. How to handle that exception? Exception handling procedure. Try to see once. To handle the exceptions, before going to starting the exceptions, you must know what is error. Error. What is error? Due to error, what is happening with the programming part we wanted to concentrate. What is error? How to work with this error? What is handling the procedure of errors? See once. I am trying to writing one small code. First, I wanted to concentrate the error. Due to error, we are unable to continue the execution. An abnormal termination of program. An abnormal termination of program is called as an error. Java supports. So here we wanted to show you one error. Which type of errors are there? New package, some name. Exception demonstration purpose, the package I created. First I wanted to concentrate the error. New class, error demo. Some name I wanted to give. Demonstrate the errors purpose, error demo. Click on finish. Class name, public static void main string of answers. Try to writing one small statement. System.out.println. System.out.println. In double quotation, some statement I am going to write. It's a simple statement I written. But while you typing this one, by mistakenly you enter yes. Yes is a lowercase letter you enter. Actually, system is a one built-in class. You must provide that class name with uppercase. But you, by mistakenly you enter system as a lowercase. Somewhere you forgot it to give closing quotations. Forgot it to give semicolon. In this line, there is a lot of errors are there with coding. Observe here, when you keeping the cursor over it, showing as a insert missing quotation. So you forgot it to give the quotation. So you will given the quotations over there, missing quotations. Now one error is going to be rectified. Now two more errors. Due to compilation time, we are going to getting these errors. That's why it's called as a compile time error or syntactical error. Due to syntax problems, they are going to getting. That's why it's going to be called as a syntactical error. You find here, double quotation, you forgot it. Missing unclosed string literals. Here you getting expected semicolon. Here you getting system, package system does not exist. You are going to getting look like this one. So these are the compile time errors. While you writing the program, while you compiling the program only, you are going to getting the errors. This type of errors are called as. This errors rectification is very easy. Why? Because compiling clearly give the instructions. Here see one error. Insert semicolon to finish the block of statement. Closing. Similarly, in this one, showing create local variable system, create field system. So similarly, lot of things here are going to showing. So here change to system, try system, change to system. Here this thing automatically when we click, automatically uppercase you are going to get it. System is a uppercase. This is a syntactical error. Due to syntax problems, these errors are going to be appearing. That's why it's called as a syntactical error or compile time error. Due to compilation only we are going to getting that type of error is called as a syntactical or compile time error. Some type of errors we are going to getting, that errors are called as runtime. Errors are categorized as three types: compile time errors or syntactical errors. Runtime errors. Third one is logical error. Third one is logical error. Due to program logic problems we are going to get. Discussed about compile time errors. Now I wanted to show you large runtime error as well as logical error. First, I wanted to concentrate on logical error. I assigned you to perform sum of two numbers. Perform sum of two numbers. What are you doing? Taking two numbers. Dynamically also you can take the two numbers. Int a comma a is equals to some value. Otherwise, int a is equals to 45. Int b is equals to 75. Some numbers. Otherwise, you take dynamically also. What is the logic I asked to you? I asked to perform the sum of two numbers. You have to write the logic is, logic of program is int c is equals to a plus b. Int c is equals to a plus b. This one. Perform the sum and printing. System dot out dot println. Perform the sum and printing. This out. System dot out dot println. Expected output for sum. Sum is equals to plus calculated value is already there, showing with C. Calculated value already there, showing with C. Done this calculation. Try to getting the output of this program. Getting the output as a 120. So expected output is 120. But by mistakenly, while you writing the code, you have to perform the sum of two numbers, forgot to give the sum, and performed as a multiplication. In the place of sum operation, logic, I said, please perform sum. But by mistakenly, you enter the multiplication symbol. Return the wrong logic. Expected output is 150 is a output we are going, 120 is the output we are expecting. But you return the wrong logic. Due to that logic, you're getting the wrong output. Compiled successfully. Previously, compilation error is there, no compilation. So there only we getting the error. But now, compilation done successfully, unsuccessfully, but generating wrong output. Due to, you are going to insert the wrong logic. Due to wrong logic insertion, output is also generated in the wrong way. This is called as a logical error. Compile time errors, runtime errors, we are going to discuss. That is called as a exceptions, logical errors. Java supports. Java contains one built-in class is there, throwable class, which contains two subclasses. Two subclasses, errors and exceptions. Errors are categorized as compile time errors, runtime errors, logical errors. Now we wanted to concentrate on exception. What is the exception? How to handle those exceptions? What are the procedures are there to handle those exceptions? We wanted to concentrate. Try to see once. When the possibility for getting the exceptions. New class exception. Exception demo. Public static void main string of arms. Starting the program execution purpose main method. After writing this one, plan to take two numbers dynamically. Import java dot util dot scanf. Java dot util dot scanf. Here I wanted to use scanner syntax. Scanner sc is equals to new scanner of system dot in. Scanner sc is equals to new scanner of system dot in. This out system dot out dot println. Enter two numbers or two integer numbers. Try to taking the two numbers, performing some of the operations. Int a is equals to sc dot next int. Int b is equals to sc dot next int. Two numbers dynamically taking. After taking the two numbers, trying to performing their arithmetic operations. This out. Arithmetic operations. Sum is equals to, without using the third variable I am performing, directly here only calculating a plus b. Also performing addition, we are going to performing, as well as we are going to performing the some several transactions, several things. Division, we are going to performing division of two numbers. Similarly, I am going to performing multiplication of two numbers, small code, as well as subtraction of two numbers. Subtraction of two numbers. Addition, subtraction, some arithmetic operations I am going to perform. I am going to performing the arithmetic operations. Try to see. After everything is finished, there is continuity is there. See out. Remaining part of logic. Logic is continued. Program. Execution. Done. Up to end of the line, it's going to be showing everything is fine. Up to that last line of code is going to be executed. So this is a simple code I did. After writing the simple code, this close method is optional. Close. Better when you completed your transaction, better to close the scanner. At the end, you close it. Taking the two numbers, performing the arithmetic operations and trying to printing off them. So not only arithmetic operations, after arithmetic operations completed, some more continuation is also there. Try to see one, we done. After that one, try to execute. I'm trying to executing, passing two numbers, different values of A and B. Program is perfectly executed. Similarly, I am passing two more numbers. Second time I am executing. Programmer 1 executed successfully. Programmer 2 executed successfully. Programmer 3 executed successfully. Programmer 4. Observe, previously different values of B execution completed. But when we passed B value as 0, when we passed B value as 0, what we getting? Java.lang.arithmetic exception. We are going to raising one type of exception, Java.lang.arithmetic exception, divide by 0. Exception in demo line. See, once again, I'm executing this program. Different values, any value you can pass. Total program is executed. Up to last line of code, up to end of the code is perfectly executed. There is no restriction on that one. But we try to execute. Passed B value as a 0. Okay. Rising the up to sum. Line number 9 is executed. But when we reaches line number 10, there is an exception is raised. Which type of exception? Java.lang.arithmetic exception, and program is forcefully terminated. Program is forcefully terminated. No more continuation in the programming. Due to that reason, due to exception, program is forcefully terminating the application. Try to handle that one. What is the procedure to handle that? What is the procedure to handle that exception? The line we getting the exception. Here we getting the one type of exception is called as a arithmetic exception. Not only arithmetic exception, see once Java API document. Today onwards, every day I'm going to using this API. API stands for Application Program Interface. Application Program Interface is a collection of HTML files. It provides the manual for Java application. I downloaded that manual and opening that manual. So through online mode also you can see this API document. See once, try to opening this lang package. Under lang package, now we getting the one type of exception. Which type of exception? Arithmetic exception. Java.lang.arithmetic exception we are going to get it. So what is arithmetic exception? Divide by 0. Something divided by 0 goes to infinitive loop. Due to that reason, we are going to getting the exception. See once, open this exception. In this line, we getting the exception. So due to this line of exception, there is no more continuity. There is up to sum only performed, remaining part of code is not going to be executed. In development, several developers are working. Some part of one developer code is working. When I reach as the second developer, this type of exception getting. So here, due to one mistake of one developer, entire project stop. Entire project execution is going to be stopped. So this is not at all good practice. To avoid this one, better approach to handle this exception. Not only this type of exception we are going to get it, there is a possibility to get multiple exceptions. So here you find Java supported arithmetic exception, array index out of bound exception. When there is a possibility to get arithmetic exception, I shown you. In this case, we have possibility to get arithmetic exception. Similarly, I wanted to show you some of the examples where we getting which type of exception. Array index out of bound exception. When there is a possibility to get array index out of bound exception. Array index out of bound exception. When there is a possibility is there. Int declaring one array. Int marks of students is equals to new int of some size. I wanted to store the 5 student marks. That's why I declare the size of array as a 5. When you declare the size of array as a 5, internally array structure is going to be created. When you are writing this line of code in your programming, internally one array structure is going to be created. In this array structure, some of the elements are going to be stored. Total 5 elements are going to be stored. Index of 0, array index is going to be starts with 0, end with n-1 position. Total 5 students. Index position is going to be start from 0. Index is going to be start from 0. Index of 3, index of 4. Index of 0, index of 1, index of 2, index of 3, index of 4. So these are the elements we are going to do. But you try to store 5 elements, okay. But I am writing one code, store the element purpose, marks of index of 8. Index of 8, nothing but 9th student marks I am going to pass. Observe, there is a provision to store up to index of 4. But I tried to pass index of 8, not available. It's possibility to get array index out of bound exception. Here observe, array index out of bound exception. Marks of, suppose I inserted 3. Marks of 3 is equals to 75. Try to execute this program once. Passing different values. Here everything is fine getting. But try to execute this program once again also. Some values we are going to pass in. Index of 3 working, but by mistakenly instead of giving the 3 I given 35. Index of 3 I have to give, by mistakenly we enter as a 35. Try to execute once. Here we getting what is the type of exception we getting? Java.lang.array index out of bound exception. Java.lang.array index out of bound exception. Once again also I am going to running this program running. Here previously we got the exception at line number 16. Getting that? Presently I am getting the exception at line number 16. That's why after 16 whatever the code is there, unable to execute. But now once again also I am trying to executing this code. 75 0. Now you observe here, we are going to getting the exception at line number 11. We are going to getting the exception at line number 11. When you got the exception, immediately termination. When you got the exception, from that line only termination. There is no continuity in the programming. From that line only, here we getting the arithmetic exception and termination. So due to one small mistake in this program, due to this is a one line of problem, this line of problem, due to that reason, understand some more continuity is there. No more continuation. Program is going to be terminating from that line only. Program is going to be terminating from that line only. Due to exception, we are unable to continue the execution. Not only one type of exception we are going to getting, just I shown you example purpose, 2 types of exception. Not only 2 types of exception, N number of types of exceptions possibilities are there. Some of the examples I am going to show you. Some of the examples I will going to show you where the possibility to get the exceptions. So Java supported arithmetic exception. When b value 0, possibility to get the arithmetic exception. Similarly, there is a provision for array index. Size I given, try to pass the 9th index position. Native, you try to give the array size as a minus. Possibility to get the native array type index. Class cast exception. Class not found exception. Index out of bound exception. Interrupted exception. Like n number of exceptions are there. These are the built-in exceptions. Java supports two types of exceptions. One is a built-in exception. Second one is a user-defined. These are all are built-in, already ready-madely available with Java. When you trying to doing that type of logic, possibility to get the exception. Suppose you getting the exception, due to exception we are unable to continue the program. Due to exception, we are unable to continue the program. Middle of termination is only happening. To handle the exception, what is the procedure? To handle the exceptions, we use as try and catch blocks. So there is a different techniques are there to handle the exception. Try with multiple catch blocks. Try with exception superclass. Try with finally block. One by one I will go to discuss you. Now I wanted to concentrate on first type of exception only. One type of exception only I am trying to concentrate. How to handle the multiple also we wanted to concentrate. See, in this line, we getting the exception. Due to exception, we are unable to continue the code. Provide suspicious code under try block. What is your doubtful code is there under try block. If you're writing the try block, immediately catched by its relevant catch. Catch. So here I wanted to call the catch block. Somebody may be suggesting that maybe possibility for array index out of bound exception. One try block we can write, multiple catch blocks we can write. Array index out of bound exception. Solution 1, AIE. This is out of AIE. Standard out.println of AIE. Suspicious code you provide under try block that may be catched by its relevant catch block. So maybe somebody suggesting that may not be array index out of bound, sir. Maybe possibility for string index out of bound exception. String index out of bound exception. Yes, he or anything. So maybe somebody. What we doing? Suspicious code we providing under try block. This is my doubtful code. We are providing the doubtful code under try block that may be catched by its relevant catch block. That may be catched by its relevant catch block. One try block, multiple catch blocks. Similarly, one more catch block also I am trying to writing. Catch 1, catch 2, catch 3, catch n number of catch blocks. In this one, maybe suggestion 1, array index out of bound exception. Suggestion 2, string index out of bound exception. Suggestion 3, arithmetic exception like AE, standard out.println of AE. See once, till we try to doubtful code under try block, try to catch them with catch blocks, multiple catch blocks. See once, without exception, everything is fine. With exception based, I wanted to concentrate. B value 0, possibility for exception. Previously, when we got the exception, no more continuation. But now, when we got the exception, that line showing the exception, remaining part of code is as usual exception. That line showing the exception, remaining part of code execution is as usual. To handle the exception, whatever the doubtful code is there, provide that doubtful code under try block. Provide that doubtful code under try block. That may be catched by its relevant catch block. That may be catched by its relevant catch block. One try block, multiple catch blocks we are going to handle. If no catch block is, suppose we are unable to do that one, we are unable to handle that one, what we have to do? One more type of technique is also provided. First technique is try with multiple catch blocks. Sir, writing of try with multiple catch blocks are complex to me, sir. What we done here? We provided doubtful code under try block. We provided doubtful code under try block that may be catched by. This is a doubtful code. Catch 1, catch 2, catch 3, n number of catch blocks. Sir, writing of n number of catch blocks are complex to me, sir. Any alternative solution? Second type of solution is try with exception superclass. Observe this API document. Java.bang.throwable class. Throwable class contains two subclasses, errors and exception. Under exception, you find all these types of exception. Everything is available under exception class. If you invoke, instead of calling individually, if you invoke the exception superclass, we can also handle that one. See, once previously we written one try block with multiple catch blocks. But instead of writing multiple catch blocks, now previously I called them individually. But instead of that one, I am going to calling exception. Exception is a superclass. So instead of printing this exception, we use as e dot. There is a method print stack trace method. There is a one method print stack trace method, which is going to be printing the stack of exception. Not only one exception possibility is there. There is a possibility of multiple exceptions. So exception 1, exception 2, exception 3, multiple exceptions are going to be stored with stack structure. We can retrieve the exception in the stack structure purpose. We are using the stack trace method. Only one exception is there. You can use system.out.println. But multiple exceptions are there. Better to use the stack trace method. You can write suspicious code under try block that may be catched by one or more catch blocks or exception superclass. See once b value 0. Here we getting lang dot arithmetic exception. Java dot lang dot arithmetic exception divide by 0. So here that line showing the exception at the end, all part of coding is completed. So except division, remaining whole code logic is going to be executed. So instead of that one, some situations we also uses even though exception not handled also. Even though exception not handled also. See once in this case, previously I written multiple exceptions. I asked someone, please give the solution. They given suspicious code over with the try block that may be catched by multiple catch blocks. That may be catched by multiple catch blocks. But now observe here, we not handle this exception. In this case, we are not going to be handle this exception. Try to entering different values of A and B, okay. But when we passed B value 0, exception is not going to be handled. So they tried, but we are unable to handle the exception. In that case, what we are going to using? Finally block. Try with finally block. Even though this is not handled also, I am expecting to this part of code execution compulsory. That's why even handled, no problem. If handled, everything is fine. Not handled, what is happening? Finally block. Finally block. See once, even though you not handled also, this part of logic must be executed. Previously, if you not handle, getting the exception and terminated. But I use it now finally block. Finally block. See once, even though exception is not handled also, 13th line is exception is there, but which part is executing? Finally block is executing. Finally block having the highest priority in execution. Even though exception not handled also, even though exception not handled also, finally block logic is going to be executed. So what we doing first? Handle the exception, one try block with multiple catch blocks. But instead of that one, second technique is, instead of writing this block, instead of writing this much of technique, what we doing? Reducing that one with the help of, so multiple catch blocks I am not going to write it. Only one catch block. So that catch block is called by exception superclass. The catch block is going to be called by exception superclass. I am not writing previously. Primarily, the written look like this one. One try with multiple catch blocks. Similarly, they are writing here also. Instead of that one, we are creating exception superclass. So instead of this one, if exception is not handled, exception is not handled also. Even though handled or not handled also, finally block logic is also exit. Try block, suspicious code under try block. Try to catch them with multiple catch blocks. If no catch block is matching, no solution is there, finally block is automatically executed. Finally block is automatically executed. Is it clear with you, Abhijit?
Yeah.
Try block, suspicious code, catch block, solutions, no catch is matching, finally block is executed. So if catch block is matching, finally block is executed. Observe, catch block is not matching. Not matching, what is the procedure is happening? So at the end, exception is going to be rising. If catch block is matching, suppose I written exception superclass. Exception superclass. So here also we can use standard out.println also for this example. See once, without exception, normal execution. With exception based, b value 0 exception. So what happened? Catch block is matching. Catch block is matching, that line showing. If catch block is not matching, at the end exception is going to be shown. If matching, showing the exception on that line only. If not matching, exception is going to be showing at end of the line. That's the procedure we are going to following for exception handling. To handle the exception, try block, suspicious code under try block, suspicious code under try block that may be catched by one or more catch blocks or by using exception superclass. So if no exception is going to be handled, we are using the finally block. So till we handle in our application only one exception handle. Till in our programming we handle only one exception handle. If we wanted to handle the multiple exceptions, we wanted to handle the multiple exceptions, what is the procedure? How to handle the multiple exceptions we wanted to concentrate. To handle the multiple exceptions, what you have to do? Here is also possibility to get the exception. Line number 26 also possibility to get the exception. What you have to do? Provide that with a suspicious code with a try block and try to handle them with a catch block. So instead of that one, they used one more technique is also there, nested try block technique. So I wanted to concentrate one more program to demonstrate multiple exception. And till we handle the only one exception, how to handle the multiple exceptions. See, there is different techniques are there to handle the multiple exceptions. What is the procedures are there to handle those exceptions we wanted to concentrate. In new class, multi-exception handling. Any name you can give. Multi-exception. Main method we wanted that logic. What I wanted to do, I plan to read some data. I plan to read some data with one file. Already I have a one file is available with me. One file is available with me. I wanted to read the data from that file. This file contains some information is there. I wanted to read the data from that file. So that point of logic I am going to write. See once, here I am taking one file. Some file I am going to take it. This is some file is available with me. In that file, some information is there. In this file, some information is there. I wanted to read the data from this file. Huge file data is there. I wanted to read the data from this file. That point of view, writing the logic. I have to read the data from file and try to access the file data. To handle that files, in further we are going to discuss one class is there, file input stream class. File input stream. There is a one built-in class is there with Java to read the data from that file. File input stream. FIS is equals to new file input stream of file input stream of file name. File input stream of file name I have to mention. What is my file name? Package is my file. Package is my file name. Extension of that file is text file. Extension of that file is text file. So here I try to see, I wanted to read the data. In my data, in my mission, already the package file is there. Package file is there. So where that is located? This is located at C drive desktop, this file. You have to give the complete address of that file. Go to, you wanted to access it, go to C drive, go to users. Users is nothing but my computer users. There, my computer name is registered as a laptop. That's why I'm going to taking as a laptop. So based on your thing, you check your properties, provide your name. This is a file. I wanted to read the data from this file. Whole file data I wanted to read. That point of view, file input stream class I am going to write. File input stream FIS is equals to new file input stream of file name with extension. After we are getting the error. What is the, because here this file input stream is not available with my package, available under IO package. That's why I imported the package. While you using the scanner, we imported the util package. While you using the file input stream, we uses java.io.file input stream. Now you observe, previously there is error, but now try to observe here, keep the cursor over here, syntax error. So what is the mistake I done? At the end, forgot to give the semicolon. Then I'm keeping the semicolon. And now previously error showing as a forgot to give the semicolon. But now we getting the exception. Previously error, presently we getting the exception. What is the exception? Unhandleable exception. File not found exception. We try to do this one. There is a dilemma is there. If that file is there or not. That file is there or not. You know very well. To handle the exception, what is the procedure? Surround them. Here observe. It's giving the solution. Unhandleable exception type. File not found exception. Solution for that one. Add. Throws declaration. Surround. Try with catch. Once keeping. Try with catch. And just clicking. Surround. Try with catch. Suspicious code under try block. Suspicious code under try block. Try to access the suspicious code under try block that may be catched by its relevant catch block. May be catched by its relevant catch block. Suspicious code under try block catched by its relevant catch block. After reading that file, after data, I wanted to print with another file. I wanted to print with my output. That point of view, I am going to taking int ch. Int ch. So now I wanted to read the data character by character. I wanted to read whole file data character by character manner. That's why I am going to taking one by one character. While ch is equals to FIS file reference FIS dot read method. FIS dot read method character by character I wanted to read. So if you wanted to read character by character, observe now one more. Here we got the exception. While we writing this line of code, we got the exception that is catched by file not found exception. So here is also while we wanted to do this one, while we wanted to do this line of code, we wanted to ch is equals to FIS dot read not equals to -1. What I wanted to do, read the whole file data. Read the whole file data. That's why -1 indicating end of the file. Now previously error is there, that is rectified. Now we're getting the one more type of exception. Unhandleable exception file type is IO exception. Previously we got the one type of exception, file not found exception. Now we're getting the one more type of exception. What is the type of exception? File not found exception. Here we're getting the exception is IO exception, input output exception. Wanted to handle that exception. See here once, throws declaration, add, solution 1, add, surround, try with catch block. Observe this part, we getting the exception. That's why we presenting try with catch block. Here, what I wanted to do, suspicious code under try block. Inside the try block, I wanted to add one more try block. The technique is called as nested try block. Try presented inside the try block. Otherwise, we can handle them. We can handle them individually. Otherwise, we can use try block, nested try block. Try presented inside the try block. Try block inside one more try block. First try block is started, that relevant catch block. Inside that try block, I am trying to give one more try block. Inside that try block, I am trying to giving one more try block. Here, nested try block. Try presented inside the try. First try block, inside the try block, one more try block I am going to present. Try block presented inside the try block, which is known as nested try block. Which is known as nested try block. How to handle this nested try block? We wanted to concentrate. Here we keeping first try block started, line number 8 ended with catch block. Second try block started, ended with catch block. Nested try block technique. So here I wanted to print the statement. So system.out.println of system.out.print, same line I wanted to do, print of. Here I wanted to apply casting technique, char of ch. Trying to printing that logic. Once the output, whatever the information is there with that file, total information is going to be read to my program. Once we are all, when you run automatically package file, some information is there in the package file, whole information of that file is going to be added to my program. So here we wanted to do this process. Here we getting exception 1, exception 2. To handle the exception, what we done? Nested try block technique we apply. So instead of that one, one more type of technique also we can use. Nested try block technique we apply. So instead of that one more type of technique also we can do it. What is the technique we are going to doing? Try to observe. See, I am removing this try block part. What is another thing? Here, line number 9 having the exception, line number which one? 11 also having the exception. This is the code I am writing, removing the exceptions in the coding. See once, program code I written. This is a program code I written. See once, line number 8 showing the exception, line number 11 showing the exception. Try to handle that exception. Here surround try with catch block. First try block, try with catch block I am going to write. After writing that one, here suspicious code, try with catch block. In this one, try to see line number 13. One more type of exception possibilities. Here this line having the exception, we handle that exception with try block. Suspicious code under try block, catched by its relevant catch block. File not found exception. Here one more type of exception we getting, add catch clauser surrounded by catch. So already previously that one also you handle with one more try block. So another solution you may have. Observe once, here this line code having the exception, that is catched by file not found exception. This line of code having the exception, that is catched by IO exception. All exception we provide under one try block, but multiple catch blocks. we are going to make. One try block and multiple catch blocks we are going to maintain. One try block and try to maintaining the multiple catch blocks. Suspicious code under try block, that relevant multiple catch blocks. Previously, try presented inside the try. Try presented inside the try. But instead of that one, this technique is also using, this technique possibility is also recommended. So try block, one try block with several catch blocks. One try block with several catch blocks also we are going to use. Similarly, one more type. One more solution also there. One more solution part is also there. Here we getting several exceptions. To handle that exceptions, try surrounded, try with catch. Surrounded, try with catch. So inside that one only, previously, observe one more also in this line we getting. Previously we handled this file not found exception and one more catch block also I written. Now add exceptions to existing catch. Previously you done. But instead of that one, you can calling this single also. Otherwise, you can also call file not found exception. Here also you mention in this line only you can mention both of. Otherwise, instead of writing these IO exception, file not found exception, all types of exception, you invoke only one class exception. You invoke exception superclass. Try to observe on this code. Try to observe this line of code handled by this one. This line of code is also handled by this one. So here we are getting multiple exception handling purpose. Multiple exception handling purpose. Try with catch blocks. Multiple catch blocks we can write. Similarly, we can write try nested try block technique is also we can write. Similarly, one more type of technique is also there. The technique is throw schema. The technique is called as a throw schema. Handling the exception. See once, what is the procedures we followed? Try block. Try with multiple catch blocks. Try with exception superclass. Try with finally block. You wanted finally block also you can write. Multiple exception handling with the help of nested try block technique as well as individually also we can call. Otherwise, one more technique also. See what is the techniques is going to be provided with ID. Is the code I written? So it's asking me to one more technique. Try surrounded by catch. Try surrounded by its relevant catch block. Right? Related catch block. One more thing also. See once here. Throws declaration. Catch classer. Existing this one. But instead of writing all this code, observe what is the change I am going to do. Here we are getting multiple exceptions. See the another type of solution is throws solution. Another type of solution is throws solution. Throws exception or throws declaration. Observe main method now. Do not find any throws. And I'm using add throws declaration. Instead of that one, calling exception. Add throws declaration. Otherwise, add file not found exception. Similarly, in this line, throws declaration IO exception. So instead of writing file not found exception, IO exception, one more small code also I'm going to changing here. The code I written. But while you taking this execution, speedily getting, that's why I'm going to changing one small change. Thread is a built-in class. Thread dot sleep. Thread dot sleep of some time I am going to taking thread dot sleep. Totally at present I have a 3 exceptions are there. To handle these 3 exceptions, previously try catch finally blocks. But now add throws declaration. Here there is a possibility of file not found exception here, this case. While I am taking this one, add throws declaration. So here is a possibility for IO exception. Here is a possibility for interrupted exception. And what we doing? Throws IO exception. These 2 types of exceptions are going to be added. So here we are getting the interrupted exception that is going to be added. So instead of writing this IO exception, interrupted exception, we can also write super class name is Handle the exception by using throws keyword. When you when you applied the throws keyword, exception is going to be thrown on JVM. Exception is going to be thrown on JVM. JVM is going to be taking care about this exception. Programmer need not to handle this exception. JVM is going to be taking care about this exception. So that's why by using, what is the techniques we can use? Try with multiple catch blocks. Try with exception superclass. Try with finally block, as well as multiple exception handling with individual try and catch blocks. Nested try block technique. So similarly, one more technique is also there, throws keyword. This is the way they are going to handling the exception. To handle the exception, different techniques are there. They handle those. Is there any provision to create our own exceptions? That procedure is called as a user-defined exception. How to create user-defined, your own exception possibility we wanted to concentrate on. How to create user-defined exceptions we wanted to concentrate. Similarly, when small case study, most of examples I discussed you related to banking application. This is also I will give you related to banking application or banking related application. Generally in the bank, they are going to sending some messages to customers. What is the messages they are going to sending to customers? If your balance is below the what is the minimum maintenance balance is there, they are going to sending some message to you. The part of logic I wanted to do. N number of customers are available with bank. They're having their bank balances. But what we wanted to do, retrieve the balances. When customer balance is less than specified amount, we wanted to raise one exception, user-defined exception. You wanted to create your own exceptions or customized exception. There are some steps are involved. Create your own class. Create your own class that must be subclass for exception. That must be subclass for exception. Create your own class. That class must be subclass for exception. Suppose you wanted to create own class, our class, new class, balance exception. Any name you can take. Balance exception. Create your own class, must be subclass for exception. Balance exception. Here you wanted to make it subclass, just you write exception or java.lang.exception. Try to see what's here automatically. First line, exception extends exception. Java.lang.exception we are going to do it. Step 2. So here I wanted to do several elements of that collection. Several elements we wanted to store. First step, create your own class, must be subclass for exception. What you wanted to do, you have to create n number of, what is I'm expecting now, several customer names, account number of customers, account name of customer, name of the customer, as well as one more field I wanted, balance of the customer. Whatever you wanted, you can take. Several fields you can take. Account number of customer, name of the customer, balance of the customer I wanted to do. I wanted to read this information. That point of logic writing. So n number of customers, their account numbers, array of account numbers, array of names, array of balances I wanted to present. Array of balances I wanted to present. That's why taking one array, static account numbers are long type of data. Long account number array. Account number array. So here I wanted to pass some values over there. Several customer account number 1, 2, 3, 4. First customer 4, 5, 6, 7. Second customer 7, 8, 9, 4. Third customer 8, 5, 9, 6, some fourth customer. Fifth customer. Example purpose I am taking the 5 customers data. Customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, customer 4. Array of customers data. Static names array, string of names, static string of names array I am going to take is equals to some names. Sai is there. Similarly, Naveen is there. Pavan is there. Similarly, Ravi is there. Any names, some ABC is there. N number of customer names, N number of customer account numbers, array of account numbers, array of names, as well as I wanted to take array of balances. Static double balance array of balances. Suppose their balances are 45,000 25 paisa, or similarly 75,000. Similarly, one more 450 rupees. Similarly, another person 8,500. Similarly, another person 4,500. Array of account numbers, array of names, array of balances we are going to take. Array of balances we are going to take. So now we wanted to do our process. First step, this is create your own class, must be subclass for extension. The next step, create your class constructor. If you require, create your class constructor. Balance exception constructor. Just this is zero argument constructor. On decoration, just information purpose. This out system dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Just one decoration. User defined exception. When you invoke, automatically this logic will become this out decoration. User defined exception. After that one more type of exception. First step, create your own class, must be subclass for exception. Second step, create your zero argument constructor. Next step, create your parameterized constructor. One more type of constructor is also you have to create parameterized constructor. Through parameterized constructor, invoke superclass constructor. String str. So whatever you are using, invoke the superclass, nothing but exception. Whatever is affected here, I am expecting to pass to exception class with the help of super of str. Invoke the superclass constructor purpose. This one. After that one, this one. Still now, this procedure, step 1, step 2, step 3 is finished. Now I wanted to start the execution. Main method I am writing. What I wanted to do, print all customers details. This out, just understandability purpose only. This is long account number, customer account number, name as well as balance. Account number, name as well as balance. Just printing as it is in the screen printed. Whatever we printing, as it is printed in the screen. This out decoration part. Try to execute it once. See, this is going to be getting as it is. Now I wanted to print the elements with the help of for loop. For array of elements are there. So 5 elements are there. Index is going to be start from 0, ends with n minus 1, less than 5, I plus plus. 5 customer details I wanted to print. That's why in the loop structure I am going to take. Int I is equals to 0. Index is going to be started from 0. end with n minus 1 position. There, I wanted to print the whole elements. This out and out dot println. I wanted to print first which element? I wanted to print the account number. ACNO of I. Account number of I. Some space. /T. /T. Tab space character. /T. /T. Tab space character. After tab space, expecting to print name of I. Name of I. After that one, expecting to print balance of I. Printing logic only. Till now, I not applied my exception. Try to executing this one once. All elements are going to be getting. But what is my condition now? If customer account balance is less than 10,000. Customer account balance is less than 1,000 or less than 5,000. Some condition, whatever you wanted to apply, apply. In that case, suppose less than 1,000. Here I wanted to raise one exception. Here I wanted to raise one exception to get that exception purpose. Observance. Raise one exception. Till now, no condition we apply. Not raising any exception as it is printed. But now I wanted to apply the condition. If balance of I less than or equals to less than 1,000 rupees. If minimum account open, minimum balance should be 1,000. Then we expecting to raise the one exception. We expecting to raise the one exception. To get the exception, what we have to do? So when we getting, have to raise the one exception. Balance exception. B1 is equals to new balance exception. But there is a parameterized constructor. Is a parameterized constructor. I must pass some argument. Insufficient balance. Insufficient balance is a message I wanted to pass. Insufficient balance is a message I wanted to pass. Observe now, we getting this one. Here we writing this one. Whatever we writing, exception is going to be rising. Here we not getting any exception. So if balance is less than that one, we wanted to call the insufficient balance. So now we try to get that one. Here we trying to getting this one. Less than 1,000 condition. So condition satisfied or not satisfied. All elements 450 in this case we wanted to get. So here we wanted to do less than condition. What we wanted to do, first check the condition. First it is printing. Due to that reason, exception is not going to be handled. Check the condition, then you print. Previously, without checking the condition only I printed. But before that one only you wanted to get it. Try to see once. Here we getting, these elements are going to be getting. But here we wanted to do condition check. First printing the element less than 10,000. Less than 1,000. What is the condition? Less than 1,000, raising the exception. Greater than 1,000. One thing. Condition less than 5. Balance of I less than 1,000, rises one exception. Invoke the exception. Int I is equals to 0. If balance of I less than 1,000, rise the exception. What is the exception? Balance exception B1 is equals to new balance exception of insufficient balance. I passed this insufficient balance. Exception has to be raised. Super class has to be invoked. Balance exception B1 is equals to new balance exception. I value, printing the I value, I plus plus. Rising the exception. Do one thing. Balance exception B is equals to new balance exception. Try to execute once. Getting? User defined exception. Values are going to be getting, but the condition is less than 1000. Balance of I less than 1000. It has to be raised the exception. But it's going to be continued. Just like cross check what is the issue. 4500 less than 1000. 4000 balance of I index of 0 rises the exception. After raising the exception, here you apply throws keyword. Throw exception. Till now, it's not going to be showing the exception. You must apply throw keyword. You must apply throw keyword. When you apply the throw keyword, raising the exception. Raising the exception. To handle that exception, surround try with catch block. Surround try with catch block. Previously, we not raised the exception. We created the exception, but not raised on program. This balance is okay. This balance is okay. When we reaches this line, there is an exception. 450. Only do one thing. First only you print. After printing only you can apply the exception. After printing only you try to apply the exception. First print the element. After printing you apply the exception. Condition you. Try to observe this one once. When customer 1 balance is okay, 2 is okay, 3 is okay. So 4th customer balance is less than this one. Raising the exception after continuity of program. Similarly, observe first customer only balance is very less amount. First customer balance is very less amount. 750 is there. Once how that execution? First customer data readed. First customer data readed showing the exception. Second customer data readed. Third customer data readed showing the exception. Array of exception. N number of customer exceptions are there getting. But now you observe where the exception is going to be getting. At the end we are going to getting the exception. At the end we are going to getting the exception. But instead of that one, that line only I am expecting to get the exception. What is the procedure I have to follow? Instead of using print stack trace method. Instead of using print stack trace method, you take this out of system dot out dot println of that exception is. See once, try to observe. In that line, here only getting the exception. Here only we getting the exception. So otherwise, you wanted to do one more technique is also possible. Otherwise, you wanted to do one more technique is also possible. What is the technique we are going to doing? By using throws keyword technique also. By using try and catch blocks we handle. But instead of using try and catch block, put this try block. Put this try block entire inside of for loop technique you apply. Inside of for loop. Here you only you apply. Previously only up to that throw block only I given. Now you observe. Try block started, ended. How to ended the try block here. Try block ended. So now try to observe. Try to execute it once. It's like where the exception is there. In that line only you wanted to get it. Either use try block and catch block. Here previously we used one keyword, throws keyword, heading of the method. Here we using, you wanted to define your own exception, throw keyword. Throws keyword, heading part of the method. Throw keyword, body part of the method. Throws, no need to handle the exception. Throw keyword, you must handle the exception. So these are different techniques are there to handle the exception. This is a techniques we are going to follow in for handling the exception procedures.